For more reaction, let's bring in the distinguished professor at Touro University, Thane Rosenbaum, along with former prosecutor and Newsmax contributor Amir Benno. All right, Thane, we'll start with you. You know, we learned yesterday that the special grand jury, right, we just heard it, they met for 7 months, by the way, in Fulton County. They recommended charging South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, and as we also heard, Georgia Senators Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, for the audacity of speaking on behalf of millions of their constituents and questioning the results of the election. Why do you think that the DA did not go after them?
Rob, well, part of it, I suspect, is that some of them cut an immunity deal that said, in return for us not bringing your name up to the actual grand jury for an indictment, you will participate and testify against the co-conspirators in the main overturning election prosecution.
But do you think that of Lindsey Graham?
No, I'm not. I'm not just saying of the various, not
of the others.
Okay. If we're only talking about Graham, I'm surprised that Graham even walked away from what it said that he purportedly said, because if all he did, this is a United States senator who is supposed to vote on the certification of the electoral vote, and so for him to call the Secretary of State to say, my understanding is that there may be some defects in the absentee ballots, and I want to know the signature verifications and whether some of those might be disqualified. Rob, I don't see anything wrong with that call. So I just, if I was the district attorney, I would be concerned that by bringing all of these people in, especially that footnote that you pointed out, because if I was Donald Trump's lawyers, I would look to that footnote and say, all of this is about political pandering. All of this was political in nature and not illegal and not a conspiracy. This was all in the context of a campaign, and questioning the outcome is different from falsifying the outcome.
Right.
And I just think that that's one of the reasons she may not have brought the case, because in the end, she'd have to explain to the jury what they're all doing there. Why do we have 40 of them? And why do so many of them look like they have very attenuated connections to a conspiracy?
So, Amir, listen to President Trump last night at the South Carolina GOP convention. South Dakota.
I'm going to be indicted. I said, indicted? I never learned about that at the Wharton School. Oh, it's traumatic. You call your daughters, you call your sons, and you say this, and, it's a terrible thing. And then I hear a couple of weeks later, I'm going to be indicted for something else, then for something else, then for something else. And now they're saying, don't indict him anymore because they lost credibility.
So first, your reaction, but I mean, is the DA at some point going to run to the judge and try to make him sit and behave?
Well, I'm sure she's going to try. I mean, he raises a really important point, which is the word indictment used to carry with it some, gravitas. If you're indicted for a felony, I mean, that's a significant thing. But when one after another, and people are looking at the evidence in these cases and saying, where is it? It's so thin. It dilutes the power of that and just really transforms our justice system into another political weapon, a little political tool to be used, which it's obviously not intended for. So will Fani Willis try? Well, listen, she scored a victory recently. Mark Meadows tried to remove the case. Donald Trump is going to try to do it as well. The federal district judge rejected that motion, said that he didn't think that the federal courts had jurisdiction. That would have been a big blow to Fani Willis's case. But now it's back in Fulton County, and unless they take an appeal. So I think she has some wind in her sails right now, and she feels like she has the momentum to try to get Donald Trump to behave. But public perception of this and the public opinion of this is another story. And I don't know that she's going to win the public to her side.
Well, I mean, there's so much more to come on this. And I'm sorry we ran out of time because I have so many more questions for you guys. But anyway, we'll get together again next weekend if we can. Thane and Amir, thanks so much for being with us.